maybe I'm different, but I love every single form of training. I mean, I love strength training, I love Olympic weightlifting, I love bodybuilding, I love CrossFit even though I was really bad at it. But you know, every type of physical training I respect and admire and can take tools from all these different people to build my own toolbox. And when you look at what's going on though, I mean, you can see that Olympic weightlifters now have more and more respect for CrossFit athletes. I think the reason is that you see more and more CrossFit athletes actually competing in weightlifting contests and doing great. Some actually are competing at the international level. Same thing with powerlifting. You have now quite a few powerlifters who show respect for CrossFit athletes, either because they're getting strong or because CrossFitters are looking at powerlifters for help on their big lift. The only crowd I see still having a problem with CrossFit would be the bodybuilders. And I'm not hating on bodybuilders. I mean, I've trained bodybuilders, I've done bodybuilding, I love bodybuilding. But for some reason, these two crowds just don't seem to connect. If anything, CrossFitters are probably more open to bodybuilding than the opposite, because you are using plenty of bodybuilding techniques in your training. Why do you think bodybuilders show that much hate toward CrossFit athletes?
You know what? There's one of my friend who came in the CrossFit gym and he used a lot of functional training CrossFit with his clients and using bodybuilding also. And I think his clients doesn't even know like all these things he learned there using
From
with
CrossFit.
them. So actually probably got using like they're probably training with functional training and CrossFit, and they don't even know they're doing that. You know, that's pretty funny actually. So I think it's more because you know what? There's a lot of explosive movement, a lot of impact also. Maybe they see that they can get injured with using CrossFit when they go in the gym and they see all those guys doing those movements. They're like, I don't want to get hurt. The other thing is like they're always like that little subject with the pull-ups. So it's not true kipping pull-ups. You gotta do all these strict pull-ups. Thinking in CrossFit, we only do kipping pull-ups.
Well, there's 2 points there though. First of all, as you mentioned, you don't do only kipping pull-ups. You do plenty of strict work. Kipping pull-up is only a strategy to go faster in a what?
Actually, now as I'm like time goes by and we see a couple of injuries going in, and one of the main injuries I'm seeing right now is like shoulders, biceps, and I was like, how come I can have actual for people having the same injury? And I was like, there's an exercise like we're doing too much or something, and I found out like for kipping and butterfly. When you did like CrossFit for many years, it's like after 5 years of CrossFit, there's a lot of impact on your body also. There's some movement you have to change. You can't do like chest to bar, butterfly, 12 months in a year actually. So this exercise, I'm throwing it away. And if I have to do some butterfly training, let's say I'm coming close to a competition, 3 or 4 weeks before, I'm starting to bring it back.
If you have the strength, you'll be able to do them anyway.
Yeah, so I have like 2 months where we're doing like only strict pull. We're gonna go for ring muscle ups and everything, but we're gonna go with a lot of ring pull up, false grip ring pull up, strict pull ups, all type of pull up from a bar or a ring, and we're gonna put it with on a superset with some pushing exercise also. So that component, they think that we are always using it 12 months in a year, well, we are not actually using it 12 months in a year.
And the funny thing is, oftentimes, have you seen like bodybuilders do pull-ups? I mean, I have. Most of them do like 3/4 of a rep. I mean, they don't do full range of motion, so they don't swing, but they don't do real pull-ups either. But
that's a good one.
And I think that one thing, and maybe just bodybuilders don't understand CrossFit properly, but also maybe the fact that CrossFit got so popular so fast. Maybe it brushed some bodybuilders the wrong way. Like bodybuilding used to be the most popular way to train. Now CrossFit is so big, maybe some guys just don't like it. Or maybe it's because some CrossFitters actually do act like they are superior, like those who are like they are basically dressed like Rich Froning to go to work, for example. So it's like personally, okay, I'm not anti low carbs. I mean, right now I'm dieting, so I'm low carbs. But even me, I'm getting sick and tired of the paleo eaters because all they do is talk about their paleo diet and keto diet. It gets annoying. So I think that maybe some CrossFitters at first, when it was starting, were always talking, I'm doing CrossFit, and maybe it got annoying.
Yeah, it got annoying because some people think there's just that, and this is another problem because what they learn in the box, this is training. Well, actually training's been there for years and years and years, so there's a little problem of like, they don't know so much what is real training actually, how we can train to be better in CrossFit. So sometimes we come in with a simple concept of training. I don't know, let's say we're gonna talk about maximal aerobic power, and they're like, well, this has been existing for years. So when there's like a coach coming with something that already exists, it's like super new, and you're like, oh God, like it's changing. But you know,
a lot of people are resistant to change. A lot of people are resistant to change, and when you come up with something that looks new, you know, oh, he's trying to show off, or it's not. I mean, you're coming from like more of a like physical preparation background, track and field athlete. So you're just taking these concepts,
putting into CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, yeah,
I think it's all. I think that bodybuilders don't take time to understand what CrossFit really is. I mean, I will admit that I had a bad image of CrossFit when it started. I actually made fun of CrossFit in a video like 10 years ago. But once I started working with athletes who were doing CrossFit, then I tried it myself. I said, holy shit, this is hard. I mean, it's not the kind of training that I enjoy doing because it doesn't fit my neurological profile. But I say, dude, I have respect for these guys. These are probably some of the hardest training people I know. Now, of course, you're gonna always have those in boxers who train like jackasses and look like those CrossFit fail videos. But the thing is that go to a regular bodybuilding gym. You have just as many people doing dumb training, only training biceps, not training legs, cheating on everything. So I think that you also have those idiots in bodybuilding, but we don't talk about them. Anyway.
I think both population are gonna have like just some benefits to learn from each other's.
I think so.
Because in CrossFit, we need to work with those bodybuilding exercises to get better in bodybuilding, where you can use CrossFit to get leaner, to get bigger. There's many strategies and methods that CrossFit popularized a bit, and then you can use in your training to get it differently.
Yeah, for example, I mean, like right now, my wife and I are both dieting down for a photo shoot, which you're also going to be doing. And my wife does CrossFit. I mean, she does weightlifting with me, like bodybuilding with me 3 times a week to build a muscle. But she's also doing CrossFit 3 days a week, which is what gets her leaner. So, and when I did my last photo shoot, 2 times a week, I was doing like, not pure CrossFit, but circuit training of sled push, like kibi swing, stuff like that, just to get me leaner because I don't want to be on a treadmill for an hour and a half. I'm just going to shoot myself in the head. So that's certainly a method that is very effective at improving body composition when used right. You don't have to use all the complex skills.
And mind-muscle connection also. I was super bad at strict press, pressing over my head and handstand push-up. I was like, there's a problem, I'm going to do handstand push-up. But the real thing is, my tricep wasn't responding. So my bicep was super good. And my tricep were like 0. So I was like, I'm going to stop to shoot the movement. I'm going to work the muscles. So I did like triceps. I was doing like tricep pull down, pause, isometric holds, kettlebell carries after, and just having that super good pump in my arms and shoulders to get better at these weak points. So it was only bodybuilding, but added in a 3 set with short rest. And people was like, oh, that's CrossFit. No, it's not CrossFit.
Just because I'm doing a super set doesn't mean it's CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly. They think that you got 3 exercises, one after the other, that's CrossFit. You're like, no, it's not the same. And even my crowd in my gym, they think they're doing CrossFit every day. Actually, they're just training. It's functional training.
It's training. That's what it is. I mean, we basically, it's just, we're lifting barbells, we're lifting weights. We should just all get along.
There you go.
Peace.